Well, the Minnesota Department of Employment and Economic Development held a meeting this morning at Duluth City Hall to hear from small business owners and leaders. It's part of a campaign called Choose Minnesota, a statewide campaign aimed at encouraging Minnesotans to shop local. Duluth business owners from Love Creamery, Ursa Minor, and a Plus Garden Center attended. They say recruiting and keeping workers has been difficult, pointing to a lack of childcare and housing as challenges for employees. Deed says it is important to have these conversations.
It's partly so that the partners can hear those things as well. And so when we get ideas or when we learn about unmet needs, then we have to have those conversations with the legislature to see, is there something the state could do here on policy or with appropriations? And it's not always something at the state level. Sometimes it's local issues.
Deed now plans to bring these concerns to state leaders.